Welcome back, my friends. The news today is that to fix Starbucks, incoming CEO Brian Niccol will have to tackle its mobile app problem. When Brian Niccol steps in as CEO of Starbucks, he'll be tasked with fixing the chain's operational issues. Former CEO Howard Schultz has said the coffee chain's mobile app is its biggest Achilles heel. Chipotle, Niccol's current employer, hasn't faced the same issues because the company invested in its operations before its digital sales boom. But, before we get into all of that, I would like to thank everyone who views my videos. If you would like to support the channel, please see the link to buy me a coffee in the video description below. And, please hit the like button and leave me a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you are notified of upcoming videos when they are released. It's become a familiar sight at Starbucks cafes, a counter crowded with mobile orders, frustrated customers waiting for the drinks they ordered and overwhelmed baristas trying to keep up with it all. Fixing that problem will likely top incoming CEO Brian Niccol's list of tasks to turn around the struggling coffee giant when he steps into the role on September 9th. Investors and executives alike have pointed to operational issues as one reason the chain's sales have lagged in recent quarters. Other culprits for its recent same-store sales declines include a weakening consumer, boycotts and the deterioration of the Starbucks brand. Former CEO Howard Schultz, who lacks a formal role with the company but remains involved, has also pointed the finger at the mobile app. He said it has become the biggest Achilles heel for Starbucks, on an episode of the Acquired podcast in June. Mobile orders account for roughly 1/3 of Starbucks' total sales, and tend to be more complicated. While add-ons like cold foam or syrups are more profitable for Starbucks, they tend to take up more of baristas' time, frustrating both them and customers. I agree with Howard Schultz, said Robert Byrne, Senior Director of Consumer Research for Technomic, a restaurant market research firm. This is not in the data, this is in the store. This is where the issue lies. Catching up to mobile growth in late April, the current CEO Laxman Narasimhan said the company was struggling to meet demand in the morning, and scaring away some customers with long wait times. Schultz said he experienced the problem himself when he visited a Chicago location at 8 a.m. Everyone shows up, and all of a sudden we got a mosh pit, and that's not Starbucks, Schultz said on the Acquired episode. Making mobile orders more efficient is one of the key ways Niccol can reduce crowding at Starbucks. When Schultz was building Starbucks to become the coffee behemoth it is today, he positioned it as a third place between work and home. Since then, the chain has lost that reputation as more customers lean on the convenience of mobile ordering and prefer not to linger at its cafes. Because it's a beverage, and because I'm frequently consuming it in the car or on the go, it needs to be incredibly convenient, Byrne said. But Starbucks also didn't make significant adjustments to its operations to anticipate that shift in consumer behavior. In 2017, Schultz stepped down as CEO for the second time, handing the reins to Kevin Johnson. Prior to joining the coffee chain as its chief operating officer, Johnson served as chief executive of Juniper Networks, a tech company. Under his leadership, Starbucks invested in technology and kept growing digital sales, but restaurant operations were already struggling when he left the company. Schultz stepped back in as interim CEO when Johnson retired in 2022. The company did not do a good job of anticipating the technological refinements that needed to be put in place to avoid what was happening. The stock was at record high, the company was not investing ahead of the curve, not paying attention to the velocity of the mobile app and what it was becoming until it was too late, Schultz said. Shareholders have also experienced the frustration with digital orders, and see it as a critical area for Niccol to address. The problem you have in New York City, for example, is what is the wait time, said Nancy Tengler, CEO and Chief Investment Officer of Laffer Tengler Investments, which owns shares of both Starbucks and Chipotle. And then the mobile orders taking precedence over the in-store orders. Niccol's going to have to flip that somehow to get people to spend more time and more money in stores. The mobile order issues have added pressure on baristas. Burnout, fueled in part by the app, helped inspire some employees to unionize, beginning in 2021. This November, Starbucks Workers United, which now represents workers at roughly 450 of the chain's US stores, pressed the company to turn off mobile ordering when it's running promotions. Starbucks said at the time that it was already in the process of making the change possible. Digital sales aren't the same albatross for Niccol's current employer, Chipotle. In its latest quarter, 35% of the company's revenue came from online orders. The pandemic fueled a shift to online ordering that has stuck around, as the share of digital orders has jumped from 18% in 2019. When Nickel joined Chipotle in 2018, most of its restaurants had already installed a second prep line dedicated to digital orders, aiming to avoid bottlenecks as online sales became more important to the business. That same year, it also began adding drive-through lanes just for online order pickup, which it calls Chipit lanes. In his 6.5 years at Chipotle, Nickel and his executives boosted digital sales through different promotions, sports stars' favorite orders, limited time deals, a rewards program, and the long-awaited launch of quesadillas. In particular, quesadillas became a digital-only option because they would otherwise slow down operations. Chipotle has also been testing automation to make burrito bowls ordered through its mobile app through a partnership with robotics firm Hyphen. Mobile makeover Starbucks has been taking steps to speed up service and improve baristas' work experience. In 2022, under Schultz's leadership, Starbucks introduced a reinvention plan that included tackling bottlenecks through new equipment and other measures to speed up service. Narasimhan has largely stuck to that strategy. This February, its mobile app finally started showing customers the progress of their orders, giving them a better idea of when their drinks will be ready. And in late July, Starbucks rolled out its Siren Craft system across North America, a series of processes to make drinks faster and baristas' jobs easier. But the problem for Starbucks could require more drastic measures. For example, the equipment rollout has been slow, with roughly 40% of North American locations expected to install the new machines by the end of fiscal 2026. Speeding up that timeline could cut service times in half, as promised at the Investor Day in 2022, and reduce the strain on baristas. It's not an easy lift by any means to do that, like that's going to take time and training and investment and capital expenditure, TD Cowen analyst Andrew Charles said. In our view, Brian has tremendous credibility, where if he tells investors, this is the answer to the problem we're having, and can explain why he believes that, he's going to get a pass, Charles said. Starbucks isn't broken, but it has faced some challenges recently. For instance, a Microsoft outage in July 2024 disrupted Starbucks' mobile ordering system, causing temporary store closures and inconveniences for customers. Additionally, there have been labor disputes and legal issues related to workers' rights. On the financial side, while there have been some declines in comparable store sales, Starbucks still managed to generate significant profits. So, while there are hurdles, the company is actively addressing them and continues to operate successfully. Whether Starbucks is overrated is a matter of personal opinion and taste. Here are some common perspectives. Here are some of the common criticisms of Starbucks' quality of coffee. Some coffee enthusiasts argue that Starbucks coffee is not of the highest quality, often citing its uniform dark roast that can make different blends taste similar. Price. Many people feel that Starbucks is overpriced compared to other coffee shops, especially given the quality. Trendiness. Starbucks is often seen as a status symbol, which can contribute to its perception as being overhyped. On the other hand, here are some expressions of support. Consistency. Fans appreciate the consistency of Starbucks products and the ability to customize drinks to their liking. Convenience. With numerous locations and a robust mobile app, Starbucks offers convenience that many smaller coffee shops can't match. Variety. Starbucks offers a wide range of beverages and food items, catering to diverse tastes and dietary preferences. Ultimately, whether Starbucks is overrated depends on what you value in a coffee shop. Many people do consider Starbucks to be overpriced, and there are several reasons for this perception. Here are some factors contributing to high prices. Premium branding. Starbucks positions itself as a premium brand, which often justifies higher prices for its products. Quality ingredients. The company claims to use high-quality ingredients, which can contribute to higher costs. Operational costs. Factors like labor, transportation, and supply chain issues have led to multiple price hikes. Inflation. Like many businesses, Starbucks has raised prices in response to inflation and increased operational costs. Here are some customer reactions. Loyalty. Despite the high prices, many customers remain loyal due to the consistency and convenience Starbucks offers. Criticism. Some customers and critics argue that the price increases are excessive, especially given the company's significant profits. Ultimately, whether Starbucks is overpriced depends on individual perspectives and what you value in a coffee experience. But, what do you think? Please hit the like button and leave us a comment below. We would love to hear from you. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you are notified of upcoming videos when they are released. Please share this video on social media. And, before we end, a word from the sponsor of this video. Today's sponsor is ProWorldNet.com. ProWorldNet.com is a job website specifically dedicated to licensed professions, doctors, including any type of specialty nurses, and that includes all grades of nurses. Lawyers, regardless of area of legal focus. Teachers and professors, from kindergarten through graduate school. As well as any kind of job that requires a government license or certification. And ProWorldNet.com also includes short-term gig-type jobs as well. So, be sure to check out ProWorldNet.com if you are looking for a job or an employee. Thank you for watching.